Hey there, happy timeshare travelers. My name is Andrea and I am getting ready to go on another vacation. And I thought I would show you some of the things that I bring up when I'm staying in a timeshare. So I am staying at Breckenridge Grand Vacations Peak 7, which is actually my home resort. It's about a 2-hour drive away, so I will be driving. So a lot of these things are things that I will bring mainly because I'm driving. Some of them are things I will bring even if I'm flying. I am taking this vacation because I ended up getting a full week in a 2-bedroom on an accommodation certificate, and it only cost me $447. So if you are a timeshare owner and you are unfamiliar with an accommodation certificate, I've linked it down below. This is where the bargains live. Now, why is this property so inexpensive right now? Well, the months of April and May are considered very off-season for Breckenridge. In fact, we call it mud season. And the reason we call it that is typically what happens is all the snow is melting from the ski season, but we didn't have any snow this year. And when the snow melts, it makes all the trails muddy. So not only can you not ski, but you also can't hike, because good trail etiquette is that you don't hike on a muddy trail. Not to mention that you really will get kind of messy and it's slippery. So you just don't hike on a muddy trail. Anyway, all that to say, a lot of things are shut down during this time of year. The gondola, which runs between the town and the property, it will be shut down. I read anytime you book a property, you're going to want to go to that property and see if there's any construction, refurbishment, cleaning, anything like that going on while you're visiting. In my case, they will be cleaning the outdoor pools and the outdoor hot tubs. But good news, they have indoor pools and indoor hot tubs, as well as saunas and a spa, and that's what I'm going up for. So we really treat this property like it's a second vacation or second home, a vacation home. And the fact that I got it for so inexpensive meant that I jumped on it. I should mention one more thing, that because it is my home property, I get to bring Wilson. And Wilson is very expensive to board. And so the fact that I can bring him with me means that this vacation is going to cost me very little. So let's get started on some of the things that I bring, whether I'm flying or if I am driving. And this is a Ziploc full of Ziplocs and a giant piece of tinfoil. Most timeshare properties have grills. And in fact, even when we were in Spain, there were grills and we grilled out one night. It's a great economical way to have dinner while staying at a timeshare. It's really convenient if you have a limited kitchen instead of a full kitchen. Did I mention I'm going to have a full kitchen? It's actually a 2-bedroom, so super excited there. But anyway, I always have an assortment of Ziplocs as well as a piece of tinfoil. And I bring this even when I stay in a hotel room, because you just never know. You just never know. So and they don't take up any room. So I find those convenient. The second thing that I'm bringing up is most timeshare properties have either washer and dryer in the room or they have it available somewhere on the property, and they will provide laundry detergent for you. The thing is, I don't think I've ever stayed at a property where they've actually provided dryer sheets. So I always bring my own dryer sheets. Now, let me tell you, if you ever visit Colorado, we are dry. Like, I thought it was more humid in Palm Desert than I think it is here in Colorado. That's how dry we are. We are dry. And so you get a ton of static in your laundry if you don't have dryer sheets. So anyway, dryer sheets. The other thing that I'm bringing up, kitchen specific, whether I have a limited kitchen or a full kitchen, depending on how much cooking I'm going to do, I guess, is my second favorite chef's knife. I would never bring up my favorite chef's knife because I don't want to lose it. But even though your kitchen is going to come fully stocked, I can tell you that all of the kitchen knives will be dull. And I am your friend who texts you the beginning of November to say, please take your knives to Ace Hardware to get them sharpened before the cooking season starts. So that's how important a sharp knife is to me. So I just bring my own. Only if I'm driving, not if I'm flying. Don't bring this if you're flying. Okay. Then, okay, this particular carrying case, what I have in here is I have a single cup, Keurig. This is a little Keurig. And the reason why I have this is even though when you get up to the timeshare, they will have a drip coffee pot as well as coffee to get you through the first day. It's not how we drink coffee. And what I mean by that is we typically get up and we drink 1 cup of coffee while reading the paper. And then we will walk Wilson. And then we will usually use the gym. And then we will come back up and we want a second cup of coffee. And we've just never found a drip coffee maker that will keep your coffee hot. And if it does, it burns. And so my solution is just to bring up a Keurig, a K-Cup. We end up wasting a lot less coffee that way. You do not have to buy a pink one, but I will tell you that's one of my tips is to always have things in bright colors that won't match with anything in the kitchen. So then you're less likely to leave it. So I got pink because it actually happened to be $10 cheaper than anything else. So anyway, I also purchased this carrying case for it because it is super convenient. It has its own, handles and straps. This little pocket on the back side, as you can see, is full of K-cups. I also have a little pocket on this side that I've also filled up with K-cups. We're going to have enough coffee. I will say, even though we had no snow this winter, they are predicting snow for while I'm up there in April. So coffee will be consumed, I promise. What I also like about this carrying case is when you travel to a timeshare, you almost always have salt and pepper in the room. And if you don't have salt and pepper in the room, call down and ask if they have some because they typically do. However, you might want to bring up your own spices or sauces. And I'm going to guess I'm like a lot of you in that when we go to the Chick-fil-A and they give you extra sauces, I hold on to those. And then I don't have to buy anything. Oh, look, ketchup. I don't have to buy this kind of stuff. This is all I'm going to need for my trip are these little tiny packets. And so I collect those and I bring those, and it makes it very easy to make a sandwich. You can make a grilled chicken sandwich. If you're going to have hamburgers, these things are just so easy and convenient to bring up. So that's what's in this bag. And oh, the last thing for the kitchen. These are our s'mores forks. We've had these since we've been camping for probably 33 years of our marriage. We like to bring up our own s'mores forks because they will charge you an exorbitant amount of money to give you 2 graham crackers, a piece of chocolate, and a marshmallow if you want to use their sticks or forks. What are these called? S'mores makers. So I bring ours up. I have yet to stay at a timeshare. I'm trying to think. Maybe Lakeshore Reserve did not have a fire pit for s'mores. Okay, maybe not all of them, now that I'm kind of running through them in my brain. But so many of them do have s'mores, and it's an activity. I mean, we were just in Disney World a couple weeks ago at Old Key West, and they even had s'mores. So I know there will be a fire pit. It's just a fun family activity to do while you're up there. So I will be bringing our s'mores forks. So that kind of covers the kitchen. The other area where I really like to have my own stuff is if I am driving, I will bring up my own pillow. We stayed at the Westin Desert Willow in Palm Desert recently, and I fell in love with the pillows. So I came straight home and I bought the pillows. When you bring your own pillow up, again, I'm going to suggest that you get something in a color, something that doesn't match the white bedding so you don't forget it. So I'm going to bring up my own pillow only because I'm driving. But no matter if I'm staying in a timeshare or a hotel or anything, I'm going to give you this trick. This is painter's tape. And what I do with the painter's tape is, if you can see, I just keep wrapping it around a pen. This pen is going to go into my purse. And the painter's tape is fantastic for any of those weird little lights that are going to bother you when you sleep. I promise you, there's always one in every room. You can use this on the alarm clock that maybe you can't get the numbers to dim enough. You just put a couple strips of this. The nice part about the painter's tape is it doesn't really stick to itself, and it doesn't really stick to whatever you're going to put it on in the room. And this is just a great, easy way to carry it. You've got both a pen, you've got a way to get rid of any of the obnoxious light sources in your room. And so I'm going to bring that up. With darkness in mind, I will bring a sleep mask oftentimes. I happen to really like this one. A friend of mine told me about it. And this one, it's a little bit of they're like weighted. It's a little bit weighted. And so when you go and you put it across your eyes, it's like a little hug on your face. That's weird. That's really weird. But that's what it feels like. It's kind of a delight. And I wanted you to know that some of these things I'm just going to link to down below so that you can find them if any of this appeals to you. Now, I think there are a couple different ways to look at taking a trip. There's what I would call travel, and travel is when you are going someplace specifically to go to museums, to go to concerts, to go out to eat, to walk around. You want to see everything there is to see. You're trying to look at all the highlights. That to me is travel. You're on the go. Then there's something I call a vacation. And the vacation is you want a place with a swim-up bar. You want a place where you can go sit on the beach all day. You want a place where you can just do nothing. And that to me is a vacation. You're just looking to relax. When we go up to our timeshare, I kind of feel like I treat it like we have a vacation home. And so I'm going to go up and I'm going to live my life the way I normally live my life, which, as I said, was walking the dog, going to the gym, making my own lunch, cooking my own dinner. I'm just doing it in a really pretty place. And so part of that is getting the family together and doing some family activities. So to that end, I'm going to show you, this is my favorite puzzle company. I will bring up this puzzle. It is a 500-piece puzzle. I love this picture. I think it looks like the mountains with the pine trees and the deer. So I'm going to do this. I always pick a 500-piece puzzle when we're traveling because it fits better on a table. If you get up to the 750, 1,000-piece puzzles, they just take up too much space. So limit yourself to a 500-piece puzzle. And this is my favorite puzzle brand. I'm going to link it down below if you do puzzles at all. I like it because when you put it on a bookcase, look how aesthetic that looks. It looks really nice. They tend to have colors that complement each other. They've got nice titles. So anyway, I like it because they look good on a bookcase. And when you buy a puzzle, I usually keep them and I rotate through them and keep doing them. So anyway, I will link to that one. Puzzles, games, things like this that I'm showing you. A lot of timeshares have a lending library. You can go down and see if you can find a game or see if you can find a puzzle. No guarantees that they're going to have all of the pieces or everything you need to play the game, but it is an option for you. I just happen to be driving, and so I'm going to bring up my own things that I know I'm going to enjoy. The second thing I'm going to bring up is this is a solo player game. It's called A Gentle Rain, if you can see that. And I first heard about it, somebody was talking about how zen it is. And there's something wrong with me because I don't find it zen at all because I like to win. And even though it's a single player game, there is a goal involved in this. So when I am trying to complete this, I want to win. But what I like about it is it's very small. You can sit on the floor in front of a coffee table and have the TV on and be doing this. and it keeps you off your phone or your computer or whatnot, keeps you just kind of your hands busy and your mind busy while you're doing something like that. I don't know if I'm the only person who I have to have two things going at once, but that's what this little game is going to be. And maybe I actually win this time while I'm up there. I also found a game. It will be myself up there for 4 days, and then my husband and my daughter are going to come up for an extended weekend. So we will all be together, and this is a 3-player game, or 3 players plus, and it's called Flip 7. And if you've ever been to a casino and you have played 21, I think the same strategies or mechanisms apply to this game. It's a game of risk. It's a game of assessing strategy and knowing when to quit. I think those are all kind of applicable life lessons. I kind of like that. So I'm bringing up Flip 7 for our family game. If you have any downtime during your vacation, and again, you're trying not to be on your phone, but I can't do this while also watching TV, but I do enjoy these little myrtles. And so I am someone who says, like, I like getting in bed at night. I like getting underneath those covers and reading or doing something like Myrtle. So I'm bringing up Myrtles. I have to say, I'm on the easy ones, and I find some of them kind of challenging. So anyway, it's just kind of nice to use your brain every once in a while. I'm going to be bringing that. And then I actually listen to audiobooks. And so like when I'm doing my puzzle, I will probably have my audiobook on. What I'm listening to right now is The Unsolicited Journals of Emma M. Lyon, and I am actually on book 8. This is book 1. I don't know if you've heard about these yet, but they're kind of everywhere on the internet right now because they've become so popular. It's a great audiobook. The narrator is fantastic, and the author has released 8 of these books. I said I was on book 8. Her plan is to come out with 29 volumes in this series. So if you haven't heard of them yet, you might want to get started because it sounds like there's going to be plenty in the pipe, but I like them. I like them enough. I got them, both of my daughters hooked on it. So anyway, that's what I'm going to be listening to. So anyway, this is kind of how I make myself at home in what I consider to be my home away from home. But I would love to hear from you. Is there something that you always bring to a timeshare that you find incredibly practical? I would love to hear about it. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video.